Disgusting. Don't ever show your face to me again. In the pouring rain, the president's daughter, who had discovered my secret, said these cruel words. Those cold words pierced my heart along with the raindrops. The next day, I was informed of my transfer to a regional office. You will be going to the regional office. Cold stares from my colleagues. And the sound of my dreams and hopes shattering. However, in my new position, I would meet a woman who would change my destiny. When she learned my secret, tears welled up in her eyes, and she said, "Will you, with me?" I'm John, 28 years old. My resume only says high school graduate, but so what? Sky Airlines, a leading airline company in Japan. In the 45th floor office of its headquarters, I work hard every day. John, once again, you are the top performer this quarter. Admiring glances from those around me at my boss, Arthur's words. Top performer for 5 consecutive years since joining the company. No one looks down on me just because I only graduated from high school. Thank you. But I still need to work harder. Despite my humility, pride burns within me. Education doesn't matter. As long as you have the ability, you can go as far as you want. On my desk, there is a mountain of materials for the next big project. A new international flight project. If I succeed, my career will skyrocket. Today is the day of the crucial internal presentation. In the hallway leading to the meeting room, Harvey approached me. Hey, John. Do you think you can handle today's presentation? Harvey's voice was full of obvious contempt. How pathetic that they entrusted such an important project to a mere high school graduate like you. Harvey, 32 years old, a graduate of H University's economics department. He always looks down on me because I only graduated from high school. I took a deep breath and tried to remain calm. Harvey, education doesn't matter. Don't make me laugh. Harvey snorted. It's people like you who lower the company's standards. You'll definitely fail and embarrass yourself in today's presentation. I'm looking forward to it. I said nothing, just put my hand on the meeting room door. As I entered, the executives were already gathered. And I noticed a woman sitting in the front row. Rachel, the daughter of Sky Airlines president. Her long black hair gracefully covered her shoulders, and she had an impressive, dignified gaze. Her presence tightened the atmosphere in the room. Now, let's begin the presentation on the new international flight project. As the presentation progressed, I could sense the audience's reaction changing. From skeptical expressions at first, to intrigued looks, and finally to faces full of expectation. That is all of my presentation. After a moment of silence, applause erupted. Rachel stood up and approached me with a smile. John, that was an excellent presentation. Especially the marketing strategy in collaboration with the local community was outstanding. Her words made me open my eyes wide in surprise. Receiving praise from Rachel. Thank you. Rachel continued. Can we have John lead this project? What? I couldn't hide my astonishment. Yes, I will do my best. As I answered, I heard Harvey grinding his teeth behind me. A few days after the presentation, my phone rang. It was an unknown number. Hello, this is John. John, it's Rachel. Hearing her voice, I straightened my posture instinctively. How's the project going? Everything on track? Yes, thanks to you. That's wonderful. By the way, her voice softened a bit. Do you have time tonight? Yes. Great, I'll meet you in front of the headquarters building at 8. The call ended. I stared at my phone in disbelief. When I arrived at the meeting place, Rachel was standing there. She was wearing an elegant dress, a stark contrast to her work attire. Sorry to keep you waiting. No, you're right on time. She smiled. Let's go. I was led to a high-end restaurant and couldn't hide my confusion. John. She looked at me seriously. I like you. What? Will you go out with me? With marriage in mind. I couldn't believe my ears. A confession from the president's daughter? Is this a dream? Rachel. I'm just an ordinary employee. That doesn't matter. She interrupted. Your skills and personality are what attract me. Plus? I really like your face. After that, we had dinner together a few more times. However, my heart remained confused. Indeed, Rachel is an attractive woman. Intelligent, beautiful, and strong. I respect her deeply in a professional context. But, no matter how many dinners we had, romantic feelings did not grow within me. Instead, every time we met, my guilt grew. Hey, John. Her voice brought me back to reality. What do you think about us? My throat felt dry. I couldn't answer. If I told her the truth, it would surely hurt her. And then, what will happen if I refuse? The worst-case scenarios flashed through my mind. I'd be removed from the project, transferred, or even fired. John? Oh, sorry. I was lost in thought. I hastily tried to cover up. A hint of sadness appeared on Rachel's face. Another month passed with my indecisive attitude. Hey, John. I turned at the voice. It was Harvey. You seem pretty close with the president's daughter. His eyes were cold. Don't get carried away, you high school graduate. Your true nature will soon be exposed. His words intensified my anxiety. I looked out the window again. Under the blue sky, the city was as bustling as usual. Yet, my heart felt shrouded in dark clouds. One day, a sudden downpour hit the city. Harvey and I, who were outside, quickly took shelter under a building's eaves. Damn, the weather forecast was way off. Harvey clicked his tongue. I silently watched the rain. My soaked clothes clung to my body, making me shiver. At that moment, I saw Rachel. She was walking towards us with an umbrella. Oh, John, Harvey. What are you doing here? We're taking shelter from the rain. I replied. Rachel looked worried as she saw my state. Oh dear, you're soaked. She took out a handkerchief from her handbag. Let me wipe you off. It was then. I'll do it. Harvey stepped in front of me and snatched the handkerchief from Rachel. Harvey? As Rachel looked confused, Harvey began to roughly wipe my face. Hey, stop it. I tried to push Harvey's hand away, but it was too late. Oh. Rachel's voice trembled. I looked at her nervously. There, exposed, was the red scar running from my cheek down to my neck. I have a large scar on my face. I got this scar 10 years ago in a car accident. When I was a new employee, I never thought about hiding it. It wasn't until much later that I began to care about the stares. Harvey was my senior. One of the few who knew me from when I first joined the company. To reveal it like this. Her expression changed from shock to fear, and then to disgust. Rachel, this is. My words trailed off. This can't be true, right? Let me explain. There's a reason. I desperately tried to find the words. But she stepped back, further and further. Don't come any closer. I can't believe this, how could this happen? I reached out to her, but her words, don't touch me. Monster, tightened my heart. Tears welled up in her eyes. A mix of anger, sadness, and the pain of betrayal. You deceived me. You kept this from someone you were going to marry, it's unforgivable. Rachel, it's not like that. Please listen. But she had already turned her back. Enough. Don't ever show your face to me again. With those parting words, Rachel disappeared into the rain. Harvey smirked. Serves you right. Your true nature's been exposed. I stood there, drenched in the cold rain. The scar seemed to ache. Or maybe it was my heart. There was no sign of the rain stopping. It felt like a prelude to the trials I was about to face. A few days after that rainy day, I was summoned to the president's office. John. Mr. Thornton's voice was heavy. We've decided to transfer you. His words sent a chill down my spine. A transfer? He nodded slowly. Yes. To a regional office. It's going to be a key location in the future. We need someone of your caliber to turn things around. With your skills, I'm sure. His words sounded like empty platitudes. I smirked inwardly. This is definitely a demotion. I understand. I answered calmly. At that moment, there was a knock on the door, and Harvey entered. "Excuse me. Regarding John's replacement." Harvey's eyes looked at me with a mocking gleam. "Harvey, you'll take over for John." "Yes, leave it to me." As Harvey left, he whispered in my ear. "Serves you right, high school graduate. You never belonged here." I clenched my teeth. The frustration and humiliation felt like they were crushing my chest. As soon as I left the office, I felt something inside me crumble. A week later, I arrived at my new post at the regional office. My heart was heavy. In contrast to the glamorous offices in Tokyo, here was a small, old, two-story building. The sign saying Sky Airlines regional office was peeling, and I couldn't help but smirk at the parallel to my own situation. Taking a deep breath to calm myself, I walked through the office door. "Ah, you must be John. Welcome." A bright voice instantly lifted my spirits. Standing before me was a young woman with a smile and a wave. Emily, 25 years old. Her shoulder-length, glossy black hair was striking, and though she was petite, she exuded a dignified aura. Her large eyes radiated kindness, and her softly curved lips were smiling. "Oh, yes. I'm John. Nice to meet you." I nervously introduced myself, my greeting coming out awkwardly. Emily nodded happily and said, "I'm Emily. Nice to meet you too." Her voice had a warmth not found in the city. "John, come this way. I'll introduce you to everyone." As she lightly took my arm to guide me, I instinctively flinched. The softness and warmth of her hand directly touching my skin made my heart beat a little faster. "Thank you," I replied hastily, noticing my voice was slightly pitched. Emily didn't seem to notice my reaction and continued talking brightly. "John, you came from Tokyo, right? I'll show you all the great things about this place." Her carefree smile captivated me. She had a simple, warm charm different from the city women. As she showed me around the office, she walked right beside me. The gentle scent from her hair occasionally tickled my nose. With each encounter, I felt my tension gradually ease. "This will be your desk. Mine is right next to yours, so feel free to ask me anything anytime." Emily smiled warmly, and my heart skipped a beat. Being so close to her made me feel slightly uneasy. "Thank you. I look forward to working with you." I tried to respond calmly, but internally, I couldn't hide my turmoil. I would be working this close to her every day from now on. A mix of anticipation and anxiety swirled inside me. Standing next to me, Emily smiled gently and said, "John, let's do our best together from now on." Her words gave me a bit of courage. The shame of being demoted slowly faded in the face of her kindness. I began to see a glimmer of hope in my new life here. 3 months after starting at the office, one day, our manager, Kevin, called Emily and me in. "I have a big task for you too." Kevin's voice, usually stern, held a hint of expectation. "Collaborate with the prefecture to create a new airline package for inbound tourists. If successful, this will be a major project that impacts the survival of our office." I looked at Emily, and we exchanged glances. This was a huge opportunity for us. "Understood. We'll give it our all," I replied, and Emily nodded firmly. The project was challenging. Tapping into the inbound tourism demand was a perpetual challenge for regional airports. Existing tourism routes and PR strategies were not enough. "John, how about this?" One day, Emily spread out a proposal in front of me. A healing journey that leverages the local nature. Hot springs, forest bathing, and healthy meals using local ingredients. Let's highlight these aspects. My eyes lit up. That's it. It perfectly matches the needs of foreign tourists wanting to escape the city hustle. We spent countless nights working on the proposal. Collaborating with local inns and farmers, crafting effective social media strategies, and developing unique in-flight services. We packaged everything into one comprehensive package. On the day of the presentation, we stood side by side in the meeting room at the county office. And this heartfelt project package is not just a tour. My voice resonated with confidence. It's a journey to experience the beauty of this nature with all 5 senses. Emily smoothly changed the slides and added supplementary explanations. relaxation in hot springs, refreshment from forest bathing, and healthy meals made with fresh local ingredients. All these elements are organically connected to offer a trip that rejuvenates both body and soul. When the presentation ended, silence filled the room. I felt a surge of anxiety, but Emily gently held my hand, reassuring me. And then, wonderful, Governor Foster stood up and gave us a big round of applause. This is exactly what we were looking for. Let's move forward with this project. Amid the cheers, Emily and I shared our joy. In that moment, an unspoken bond formed between us. A few months later, the heartfelt project package was a huge hit. Bookings poured in from abroad, and the number of airport users hit an all-time high. It also had a significant positive impact on the local economy. Kevin beamed with pride as he praised us. Well done. Thanks to the two of you, the future of our office is bright. That night, Emily and I celebrated with a toast at a small pub. Outside the window, the stars shining in the night sky seemed to promise a hopeful future. The day after the successful project celebration, in the late afternoon. As we finished tidying up the office, Emily approached my desk. John. When I turned to her voice, a softer smile than usual greeted me. The evening sun illuminated her profile, making her look unusually alluring. Good job. Hey, how about celebrating tonight? Her words made my heart stop for a moment. Oh, yeah, let's celebrate with everyone. Emily shook her head, interrupting me. No, not with everyone. Blushing slightly, she continued. Just the two of us. At that moment, something burst inside me. My mind went blank, and my heart pounded loudly in my ears. Just the two of us, huh? I could hear my own voice trembling. I hurriedly cleared my throat and tried to compose myself. Yeah. That sounds good. Let's go. Emily's face lit up. Great. Let's meet at the pub in front of the station at 7. As I watched her walk away lightly, I took a deep breath. Calm down, me. It's just a drink with a colleague. But, just the two of us? I quickly finished cleaning up and dashed out of the office. I freshened up in the station restroom and arrived at the meeting place 10 minutes before 7. While waiting for Emily, who hadn't arrived yet, I felt my heartbeat refusing to calm down. John. I turned around and saw Emily, who had swapped her work clothes for a light pink dress. Her hair was lightly waved, and her makeup was subtle yet alluring. I was speechless. What's wrong? You look so surprised. Emily tilted her head. No, you look beautiful. The words came out before I could stop them. Emily's cheeks turned red again. Thank you. You look great too, John. We both laughed, trying to hide our embarrassment. Shall we go? Emily placed her hand on my arm. The warmth made my heart beat even faster. As we walked through the night streets, I pondered. Is this a date? Or just a drink with a colleague? I didn't know the answer. But the excitement in my chest felt like a sure sign. Something new was starting to grow between us. The small pub was bathed in soft light. The owner behind the counter gave us a warm smile. Emily and I sat at a small table in the back. Let's start with a toast. Emily raised her glass. To the success of our project and to our. She hesitated for a moment, then smiled and said, to the future. Cheers. I clinked glasses with her. In the dim light, Emily's eyes sparkled. At first, we talked about work. We shared stories of the project's challenges and funny episodes with colleagues. Laughing together, we gradually relaxed. Suddenly, Emily looked serious and said, By the way, John, you're from a single-parent family, right? I was a bit surprised and nodded. Yeah, that's right. Emily hesitated a bit before continuing. Actually, I am too. I was raised by my mom. I see. I quietly listened to Emily's words. She took a deep breath and began to speak. I don't remember much about my father. He left without saying anything, abandoning my mom and me. A hint of tears appeared in her eyes. At first, I resented him. But now, Emily smiled softly. Maybe it made me stronger, made me determined to do my best in everything. I nodded silently. I understand. I felt the same way. Emily looked at me shyly. Actually, the reason I approached you at first was because of that feeling. What? I thought we might understand each other, being in the same situation. Choosing her words carefully, Emily continued. But once I got to know the real you, I was just amazed. That's not true, I said, feeling a bit embarrassed. Emily gazed at me seriously. No, you really are amazing. You excel at work, yet you're so humble. Why is that? She asked curiously. I thought for a moment. Well, it's a long story. A long story? Emily's eyes became serious. Yeah. Choosing my words carefully, I continued. A long time ago, I was overconfident and made a big mistake. Since then, I've been more cautious. Emily nodded slowly. But you should have more confidence. Your abilities are genuine, John. Her words warmed my heart. Thank you. I expressed my honest feelings. As we drank more, the conversation turned to more personal topics. What kind of woman do you like, John? Emily asked, looking up at me slightly. Ha! I was momentarily at a loss for words. Well, someone kind, with a lovely smile, I guess. Really? Emily smiled meaningfully. Specifically? Specifically. I looked straight into her eyes. Someone like you. As soon as I said it, I was surprised by my own boldness. But Emily blushed happily. Maybe I've had too much to drink? She said, trying to hide her embarrassment. No, I'm serious. I answered with a sincere look. A moment of silence passed between us. Then, Emily gently reached out and touched my hand. I think I might like you too, John. Her words made my heart skip a beat. Emily's fingers danced lightly on my hand. Emily. I said her name. She smiled and moved closer to me. Our faces slowly drew nearer. But something held me back. Was it right to let this relationship progress without telling her everything? I still had things I hadn't told her. Emily, The words were on the tip of my tongue, but I swallowed them. Emily seemed to sense my hesitation and watched me gently. Hey, Emily. I took a deep breath and made up my mind. There's something I need to tell you. Okay, I'm listening. Emily nodded seriously, her expression attentive. I've been hiding something. I started quietly. I have a scar on my face. I cover it with foundation now, but... Emily's eyes widened. What? It was when I was in charge of a big project in Tokyo. The president's daughter of the client company liked me. And we were close to sealing the deal, but... Choosing my words carefully, I continued. On the final meeting day, my secret was exposed. She said she couldn't work with a monster like me. That's awful. Emily whispered. The scar is old, and I've almost forgotten about it myself, but it still shocks people. Emily listened intently. I took a deep breath and began to tell her more. 10 years ago, on my college entrance exam day, I was heading to the station when a traffic accident almost happened right in front of me. I jumped in to save a man without thinking. Is that when you got hurt? Emily's voice trembled slightly. Yeah. But honestly, I don't regret it at all. That man survived. When it comes to choosing between saving a life and taking an exam, the answer was clear. Emily's eyes were moist. But you didn't go to college. Yeah. In the end, this accident is why I only have a high school education. My family couldn't afford another chance. But I'd make the same choice again. Emily was silent for a moment, then slowly took my hand. Her warmth made my heart tremble. John, can I see the scar? I hesitated for a moment. This was a scar I'd never shown anyone. I thought deeply about what it meant to reveal it. Oh, you don't have to. I'm sorry. I tend to be insensitive sometimes. Emily said playfully to lighten the mood. I took a deep breath and made a decision. No, it's fine. I'll show you. I slowly took out a handkerchief from my pocket and gently wiped the left side of my face. The foundation gradually came off. Emily gasped. The red scar from my cheek down to my neck became visible. This is. Her voice trembled. I closed my eyes. Fear of rejection swirled inside me. But in the next moment, a warm hand touched my cheek. When I opened my eyes, Emily was smiling with tears in her eyes. John, this scar is something to be proud of. Her voice was gentle yet strong. It's a testament to your courage and kindness. It's the mark of a hero who saved someone's life. Tears unknowingly streamed down my face. Emily. You don't need to hide it. Emily took my hand. This is the real you. And I love you for all of it. Her words lifted a burden I'd carried for years. Thank you, I said with a hoarse voice. Emily gently embraced me. In her warmth, I felt truly accepted for the first time. Outside the window, the stars shone brightly in the night sky. In that moment, I knew. Meeting Emily was going to change my life profoundly. The next morning, when I arrived at the office, Emily had already placed a coffee on my desk. Good morning, let's do our best today. Her smile was filled with more than just collegial affection. Thank you, Emily. I replied in a low voice, mindful of the curious gazes around us. I recalled the night I had revealed my secret to Emily. I want to be your girlfriend. We started dating. However, we promised to act like regular colleagues at the office. But reality was different. Hey, John. I made this. Try it. Emily handed me a homemade lunch. It was filled with all my favorite foods. Delicious. But how did you know what I like? Oh, you mentioned you liked fried chicken before, so I tried my best. Emily's dedicated attitude attracted the attention of everyone in the office. Hey, John. Are you dating Emily? My colleague Henry teased. No, it's not like that. I hurriedly denied it, feeling my face heat up. Yeah, right. With her being so devoted, I'm jealous. The teasing from my colleagues increased day by day. Emily didn't seem to mind and stayed by my side as usual. John, can we go over this document together? Emily sat next to me, showing me the documents at a distance where our shoulders almost touched. Her scent wafted over, making my heart race. Thanks. I tried to hide my nervousness, but I felt the eyes of our colleagues on us. Hey, you two, keep some distance. The teasing voices of my colleagues made me blush. But Emily, unfazed, replied, What are you talking about? We're just discussing work. Her attitude made me a bit nervous, but also a bit happy. In the evening, while working overtime, Emily approached my desk. John, it's getting late. Let's go home. Yeah, but I still have this report. I'll help you. It'll be done quickly if we do it together. Her enthusiasm made me happy, but I couldn't help worrying about others watching us. Once we left the office and were in a more private area, Emily took my arm. The intimate gesture made my heart skip a beat. Emily. Hey, how about dinner at my place tonight? What? She whispered in my ear, we have the day off tomorrow. I nodded at her invitation, feeling both excited and nervous. Every day, as we secretly nurtured our romance at the office, our relationship deepened. Despite blushing from the teasing of our colleagues, Emily's devoted affection warmed my heart. We had intended to act like colleagues at work. But I secretly enjoyed these sweet, bittersweet days. One day, during the morning meeting, Kevin made an important announcement. Everyone, listen up. We've received a directive from the head office. Our branch will be launching a new product development project utilizing local traditional industries. As the office buzzed with excitement, Kevin continued. The leader of this project will be John. And the sub-leader will be Emily. Emily and I exchanged surprised looks. After the meeting, Emily approached my desk. This is a great opportunity. Let's give it our all. Her eyes sparkled. Yeah, but honestly, I'm a bit anxious. I answered honestly. Emily checked around us and whispered, Don't worry, we'll definitely make it work. She quickly stepped back and smiled before skipping away. I felt like I was being played with. As the project started, we had planning meetings late into the night every day. The theme was developing new in-flight service items using traditional crafts. John, how about this idea? Emily showed me a proposal, looking excited. Serving local shochu in Kiriko glasses. It lets passengers enjoy both the local taste and beauty. That's great! I exclaimed. But the cost? Don't worry, I've talked with local craftsmen. They're all very supportive. I was impressed by Emily's initiative. As the project progressed, local expectations grew. We were even featured in the local newspaper, and we received joyful messages from the craftsmen. Thank you, John and Emily. One day, a Carico craftsman visited our office. Thanks to you, we might be able to show the beauty of traditional crafts to the younger generation. His words made us realize the true significance of our project. On a day when the project was in full swing, we had an unexpected visitor at the office. Attention, everyone! A delegation from the new business development department at headquarters has arrived for an inspection. Kevin's announcement stirred up the entire office. While organizing the materials, I whispered to Emily. New business development department? We weren't informed about this. Emily also looked puzzled. This is the first I've heard of it. Maybe they got interested in our project? At that moment, the door to the reception room opened and the delegation entered. I held my breath. Leading the group was a woman. She had a poised presence and a cold gaze. It was unmistakable. Rachel, the president's daughter who had once caused my demotion. Long time no see, John. Rachel's voice froze me in place. Rachel! I can't believe it's you. She smiled thinly. Yes, surprised? We're inspecting new projects across all regional offices. This particular project has caught the attention of headquarters. Her words caused a buzz in the office. So, I wanted to meet the project leader in person and hear the details. Rachel's eyes locked onto mine. Rachel smiled thinly as she looked around the office. Then, with a contemptuous gaze, she looked at me and said, You've really fallen, haven't you? What are you doing in a small, rural office like this? There's no trace of the elite you once were at headquarters. Can someone like you be trusted with this? What do you mean by that? Emily interjected. Rachel gave a cold smile. Oh, you don't know? He hid important facts and deceived the company. I was at a loss for words. Memories of the past flooded back, and cold sweat ran down my back. And this small local project. Can it really benefit the company? Rachel continued. With his abilities, it will surely end in failure. Please wait. Suddenly, Emily stepped forward. John is a sincere and capable person. I don't know about his past, but judging by who he is now, that's clear. Emily's voice was full of determination. Moreover, this project is far from small. It preserves regional traditions and creates new value. You might not understand its importance. Rachel looked at Emily in surprise. And you are? Emily. I'm the sub-leader of this project and John's valued colleague. Emily's words made my heart swell with emotion. How intimate. Rachel said coldly. But business and personal matters are separate. John, what will she think when she learns about your past? At that moment, Emily gripped my hand tightly. I already know. Emily spoke firmly. I know all about John's past and his scars. I trust and respect him regardless. Rachel laughed mockingly. Really? Are you stupid? You respect a monster like him? Her laughter caused a stir in the office. All my colleagues' eyes turned toward me. Rachel! Emily's voice was filled with a fierce anger I had never heard before. Do you understand what you did to John? What? Judging a person's worth by a single scar. Tears welled up in Emily's eyes. You couldn't see John's true value. What are you? Rachel tried to retort, but Emily continued undeterred. John sacrificed his future to save a life. You judged his courage and kindness by a superficial scar. Isn't that truly foolish? Rachel's face turned pale. Do you know how many people were hurt by your actions? Not just John, but the company that couldn't utilize his talents. And the people he could have helped. Every word Emily said seemed to pierce Rachel's heart. And most importantly, Emily lowered her voice but spoke with strong conviction. You hurt yourself the most. Not understanding such an amazing person will be something you'll regret one day. Shut up. Rachel's face turned red with anger. Listen, I will destroy this project. Your dreams will crumble like a sandcastle. Rachel turned on her heel, walked to the door, and flung it open, storming out. The door closed with a loud bang. Those of us left in the office stood in silence for a while. John. Emily called my name. I looked back at her. Thank you, Emily. You? She smiled gently. Of course. I just wanted to protect you. Her words warmed my heart. Rachel's parting words still echoed in my ears. But strangely, I didn't feel fear. Instead, a new resolve rose within me for the challenges ahead. Emily. I looked her straight in the eyes. We're going to make this project a success. Let's show Rachel our true strength. Emily nodded firmly. Yes, absolutely. We exchanged a determined handshake. The path ahead might be tough. But together, we could overcome any obstacle. It was a moment of certainty. Then, one day, as the project reached its peak, something unexpected happened. John, we have a problem. Emily burst into the office, looking frantic. The local pottery workshop suddenly said they were canceling the contract. What? Why? I stood up, shocked. Emily explained as she calmed down. They didn't give a reason, but it seems they're under external pressure. From that day on, problems started to pile up. The local bank suddenly withdrew its loan, putting us in a financial bind. The local newspaper published an article pointing out issues with our project, spreading anxiety among the community. Damn it, someone is deliberately sabotaging us. I said, clenching my teeth. Emily placed a hand on my shoulder. But we won't give up. We can overcome this. We desperately worked on countermeasures. We explained the significance of the project directly to the locals and sought new collaborators. We launched a crowdfunding campaign to cover the financial shortfall. However, the situation did not improve. One day, we received an urgent call from headquarters. John, your project is under scrutiny at headquarters. It might be cancelled if things don't change. At that moment, something struck me as odd. Wait a minute. Emily looked at me worriedly. What is it? These disruptions, they seem separate but are actually connected. I began explaining while pointing at my computer screen. First, the contract cancellations with local businesses. If you analyze the header information of these emails, I quickly typed on the keyboard, inputting commands. The screen displayed the header information of the emails. Look, they were all sent from the same IP address. And this IP is from a luxury apartment area in New York. Emily listened intently, surprised. Next, the loan cancellation. It's difficult to access the bank's system, but I inputted more complex commands, skillfully navigating through the bank's firewall. Here it is. The source of the loan cancellation order is the same IP address. Incredible. Emily gasped. But can we identify the culprit with just that? I smiled confidently. Of course. There's one more piece of evidence. A new window opened on the screen, displaying complex codes. This is the location data from Rachel's social media account. When you analyze her posts over the past 3 months, I pressed the Enter key, and red dots appeared on a map. See? The places Rachel frequently visits match the location of the problematic IP address. Emily's eyes widened. No way. It's certain. I declared. The mastermind behind all the sabotage is Rachel. The screen displayed Rachel's social media posts, email headers, and bank records, all connected by red lines spreading like a spider's web. You're truly amazing, Emily said, her eyes filled with admiration. I scratched my head, feeling a bit embarrassed. Well, I've always been good at deduction and programming. But now we finally know who we're up against. Strength returned to Emily's voice. I nodded. Yeah. Now that we've exposed Rachel's schemes, there's no turning back. We won't lose, will we? No, we won't. I answered confidently. We'll prove the legitimacy of our project. Emily and I sat side by side, facing Rachel. The air was tense. "So, what's your plan?" I began calmly. Rachel smiled elegantly. "What do you mean?" "Don't play dumb," I said, opening my laptop and turning the screen towards her. "Are you still going to pretend you don't know anything?" The screen displayed the evidence of Rachel's sabotage neatly arranged. Emails, bank transactions, social media location data, all linked to Rachel. Her expression faltered for a moment. "No way, how did you?" "It's simple." I began to explain matter-of-factly. First, I traced the IP address of the disrupted emails. From there, I cross-referenced it with your social media location data. Then, I analyzed the bank system logs to uncover the suspicious transactions. Rachel's face turned pale. And finally, I looked directly at Rachel. "I infiltrated your father's company server and found all the instructions coming from there." "This can't be." Rachel's voice trembled. "That's illegal." "Yes, it's a gray area," I admitted. "But to expose your illegal activities, I was willing to take that risk." Rachel was momentarily at a loss for words. "Just accept it. All we want is for the significance of our project to be recognized," I said quietly. Then, Rachel's expression suddenly changed. "Not yet." "What?" Rachel pulled out her smartphone and pressed a button. "Now the evidence of your illegal activities has been sent to the police." I gasped. "So, what will you do?" Rachel smiled challengingly. "If you report me, you'll get caught too." I clenched my teeth. I hadn't anticipated this. "John." Rachel stood up. "Why don't we call it a draw? We'll erase each other's evidence and pretend this never happened." Various thoughts raced through my mind. Should I just give up? Or, what will you do? Rachel's voice echoed. "It's decision time." Just as the tension in the room peaked, the door suddenly opened. "Excuse me." With a commanding voice, two middle-aged men entered. "Father!" Rachel exclaimed in surprise. "Mr. Thornton." I stood up to greet him. He looked sternly at his daughter. "Rachel, your actions are completely unacceptable." His voice was harsh. "Father, I had a valid reason." "That man betrayed me." "Betrayed? What do you mean?" He kept that huge scar from me." Rachel's voice trembled. "I cared about him, but he hid something so important." Mr. Thornton frowned. "Are you saying your romantic feelings influenced company decisions?" "No." Rachel desperately tried to explain. "How can you trust someone who hides such an important thing? There must be more secrets." "I was thinking of the company." "For the company?" Mr. Thornton's voice grew colder. "Do you realize how much damage your actions have caused?" Rachel hesitated. "But, tell me, how did you evaluate John's abilities? He is certainly talented, but..." "Exactly. His skills are top-notch. You were willing to lose such a valuable employee over your personal feelings." Rachel's expression began to crumble. "Listen, Rachel. A leader must not make decisions based on personal feelings. To undermine an excellent employee for such reasons is inexcusable." "But, Father, he deceived me." "Such a person will inevitably betray us." Mr. Thornton sighed deeply. "Rachel, you still don't understand. Everyone has a past they might not want to talk about. No one is obligated to reveal everything. A true leader must see the essence of a person. It's not about superficial scars or personal feelings, but their abilities and character." Rachel was completely at a loss for words and hung her head. "Rachel." His voice grew even sterner. "Your actions have severely damaged the company's reputation. Putting the company at risk due to personal emotions is something a leader must never do. I just wanted to. Do you understand? Your immature emotions have endangered the company's future." He sighed deeply, but maintained a firm stance. "You will be relieved of all duties for a while. Reflect on your mistakes and develop the qualities of a true leader." Rachel could only nod silently. Seeing her like this, he realized the consequences of having spoiled her for so long. He sighed deeply, and after sternly reprimanding his daughter, he slowly turned to the other man. "I'm deeply sorry." Mr. Thornton's voice was filled with sincere apology for showing such a disgraceful scene. The other man nodded quietly. His presence exuded a sense of undeniable authority. "No need," the man said calmly. "Rather, it was fortunate that we could get to the heart of the issue in this manner." Mr. Thornton continued with a serious expression. "If it weren't for you, I would never have realized the serious mistake both my company and my daughter were making. I almost left someone as immature as Rachel unchecked." The man waved his hand. "Mr. Thornton, don't worry about it. However, may I reveal my true identity here?" Mr. Thornton looked slightly surprised but nodded. The man slowly stood up and began to address everyone in the room. "My name is Simon. In fact, I am the principal shareholder of the Thornton Group." His words caused a stir in the room. Simon continued. "And there is one more important fact." He turned towards me. "John, 10 years ago, you saved my life." I was too stunned to speak. Memories rushed back. Simon took a deep breath and continued. "Since then, I have been searching for you. I wanted to repay the debt to my lifesaver, and I finally found you." His eyes were filled with deep gratitude. "While investigating you, I also learned about Rachel." Simon paused, choosing his words carefully. "And I discovered that you were unjustly demoted. I tried to help in my own way, providing support through investments and negotiations with local businesses." His expression darkened. "But I couldn't support you openly. This delayed my assistance, and I'm truly sorry for that. Also," he looked at Emily, "I owe an apology to my daughter, Emily, as well." Emily spoke in a trembling voice. "Dad." "Emily, I'm truly sorry, really." Simon bowed his head to Emily. "Why did you leave us? Do you know how hard it was for Mom and me?" Tears welled up in Simon's eyes. "Emily, I'm so sorry. I had no other choice to protect you both." "Protect us? From what?" Simon sighed deeply. "Back then, I failed in my investments and was left with massive debts. I was being chased by dangerous people. I couldn't involve you and your mother." "Why didn't you explain?" "I didn't want to worry you and your mother. And I couldn't admit my own weakness." Simon lowered his head. He took out a small, worn paper bag from his pocket. Emily's eyes widened. "Father, could it be?" Simon slowly opened the paper bag and took out a small origami crane. It was a faded paper crane. Tears welled up in Emily's eyes. I made that." Simon smiled gently. "Yes, you made it for me in kindergarten. You called it Dad's charm." On the small crane, the words "I love you" were written in big letters. Emily touched the origami with trembling hands. "I can't believe you still kept this. This was my good luck charm." Simon's voice trembled. "I never forgot about you and your mother, not even for a moment." Tears flowed freely from Emily's eyes. Simon continued. "I thought you would never forgive me. Even after I repaid the debts, I couldn't muster the courage to reveal myself. Dad, I was shocked when I found out you were working with John," Simon said with a bitter smile. "But helping John was also a way to atone to you." Simon bowed deeply. "I'm so sorry for being such a weak father. I couldn't protect you and your mother. But from now on..." Emily interrupted, "It's okay." With those words, she hugged her father tightly, crying. Their bodies shook with emotion. Years of regret, loneliness, and the joy of finally being reunited were all wrapped in that embrace. A month later, with Simon's strong support and the dedicated efforts of our entire team, the heartfelt project achieved a success beyond our wildest expectations. The new products, which creatively combined traditional local crafts with modern designs, became a nationwide sensation and were widely covered by the media. Orders poured in, overwhelming production. The project's success and my decisive actions became well known throughout the company. The fate of the two who once tormented me also changed dramatically. Rachel, under the strict punishment of her father, Mr. Thornton, was forced to leave the company for a while. However, this experience greatly transformed her. John. One day, I received a call from Rachel. I wanted to apologize. I caused so much trouble for you and the company because of my prejudice. I'm truly sorry. Her voice lacked the arrogance it once had, replaced by genuine remorse. From now on, I will start from scratch to become a true leader. I aim to be someone like you. I sensed her sincere growth in her words. Meanwhile, Harvey, who tried to bring me down, faced his own consequences. His misconduct was discovered in an internal investigation, leading to his dismissal. John. On the day Harvey left the company, he came to see me. I was a fool to envy and try to undermine you. I'm really sorry. Regret was evident in his eyes. Harvey, I said seriously. Your skills are real. Use this experience to climb back up. I look forward to seeing you as a worthy rival again. Harvey looked surprised but then nodded with determination. Yes, I will. Next time, I'll return with pride. Thus, my former adversaries began their own new paths. Their transformation gave me hope that even if people make mistakes, they can bounce back if they sincerely reflect and strive to improve. One day, I received a sudden call from headquarters. John. Mr. Thornton's voice resonated over the phone. Your accomplishments have been highly praised at headquarters. We are considering your return to the main office and a promotion to department manager. What do you think? I was momentarily speechless. Returning to headquarters had once seemed like an unattainable dream. And a promotion as well. But then, I thought about my days here, the people I met, and Emily. Taking a deep breath, I replied. I'm sorry, but I must decline the offer to return to headquarters. There was a moment of surprise on the other end. Why? I still have unfinished business here. I want to further develop this project and make it a foundation for the future of this region. And? I hesitated. There's someone here who's irreplaceable to me. After a brief silence, Mr. Thornton responded warmly. I understand. I respect your decision. I look forward to your continued success. After hanging up the phone, I called Emily. We arranged to meet at the beach at sunset. Emily came running up. What's going on? Why did you call me out here? I looked at her seriously. Emily, I've decided not to return to headquarters. What? Her eyes widened in surprise. I want to stay here, with you, and help this project grow. For the future. Tears welled up in Emily's eyes. Really? I took a small box from my pocket and got down on one knee. Emily, will you marry me? Emily covered her mouth with her hands and nodded, tears streaming down her face. Yes, yes. We embraced tightly. With the sun setting over the ocean, we took the first step into our new life together. Let's build our future together. Emily smiled happily. Yes, let's work hard together. As the sound of the waves gently echoed, our new story was about to begin. The challenges in the countryside and life with the one I love. The road ahead wouldn't be easy. But together, we could overcome any obstacle. I was certain of it.